When I first took improv comedy classes like 16 years ago, I went to Chicago to study for a summer, and I met someone named Jason Chin, who changed my life in a lot of ways because he was such a an interesting teacher and a good dude. And one of the books that he recommended all the students read was a book that's not about improv. It's called A Zen in the Art of Archery, right here. And he wanted us to pull improv lessons from this book. And I never forgot that. And it's something that I've been doing ever since. Reading books because I want to get something, I want to get what the book wants me to get out of it. But I also think that there are so many different ways to pull inspiration for not only performing improv comedy, but for teaching improv comedy and all the things that come along with teaching, like better communication skills, collaboration, listening, and all that. So I recently marked this book up. I want to read to you some of my favorite parts of it and how it relates to what I do. But I also encourage you all to check this book out for yourself. Okay, so right off the bat, the very first page, this dude's like, one of the most significant features we notice in the practice of archery, and in fact of all the arts as they are studied in Japan, is that they are not intended for only implying for only like what it is. So basically, we don't teach archery just so you learn archery. You teach archery to teach all the other things that come with it, like concentration, training the mind, to bring it into contact with the ultimate reality. So, another quote: Archery is therefore not practiced solely for hitting the target. The swordsman does not wield the sword just for the sake of outdoing his opponent. The dancer does not dance just to perform certain rhythmical movements of the body. The mind has first to be attuned to the unconscious. That's what's up. A lot of people want to be so good at what they do that they're not thinking about it. That's a really big part of improv comedy, a big reason why I was attracted to this art form and why I think a lot of people use it no matter what they're doing. People take improv classes, like salespeople take improv classes, writers, directors, even people who just want to be better communicators with their loved ones. So, great. I'm going to keep going. This book is so damn good. I really recommend it. I really love the idea. The mind has first to be attuned to the unconscious. That's what's up. They talk about childlikeness because a lot of people take improv classes to learn how to be childlike. There's all these studies that, when you stop having that playfulness in you, that's when you start dying. It's when you start living a less fulfilled life. So people who do improv, I think, at least once a week when they're in their improv class, they have this feeling of being childlike, and where you're not being calculating, you're not overthinking things, you just are. You're very present. This is a great quote. As soon as we reflect, deliberate, and conceptualize, the original unconsciousness is lost and a thought interferes. Yo. We no longer eat while eating. We no longer sleep while sleeping. Get this book. I don't care what you do, this book will help you. Okay. The right art, cried the master, is purposeless, aimless. So it's like you're doing it for the sake of doing it. It's like, I remember one time going through a tough part of my life and kind of thinking like, what is the point of doing these shows? Like what if, if only 10 people come to the show, what's the point of doing it? Like what's like, to what end? And someone I was very close with was like, the point is to make art. The point is just to do it. And I knew that was true, but I needed to hear that. And I think that when you are called to do something, the point is to do it, to do what you're called for, and don't stress out about to what end. That's very much true in improv because you start off a comedy scene not really knowing where it's going to go because you're making it up, and you just trust the process, but you are very present. You're very in the moment. I can't imagine living life thinking that every little thing you do, you are obsessing over why. I know that knowing why you're doing something is important, but if every single moment of your life you're thinking, what's the end game here, what's the end purpose, I think that you will get in your own way. And there's a lot more of that in this book. So, again, recommended. It is a fact of common experience that a good archer can shoot farther with a medium strong bow than an unspiritual archer can with the strongest. It does not depend on the bow, but on the presence of mind, on the vitality and awareness with which you shoot. Okay, last one, y'all. What is true of archery and swordsmanship also applies to all the other arts. Thus, mastery in ink painting is only attained when the hand, exercising perfect control over technique, executes what hovers before the mind's eye at the same moment when the mind begins to form it, without there being a hair's breadth between. Painting then becomes spontaneous calligraphy. Here again, the painter's instructions might be: spend 10 years observing bamboos, become a bamboo yourself, that's wild, then forget everything and paint. So there you have it. A little YouTube book report of a small book that will have a big impact on your life if you let it. I'm about to go drop this book off in a little free library because I like sharing stuff like this. So this is my send-off to this wonderful book. Thank you, Jason Chin, for recommending it. Thank you all for watching it. I have a lot more other content coming like this on my YouTube, so throw a subscription my way. And I teach improv classes to basically anyone who wants to be a part of it. So get in touch with me. I would love the opportunity to work with you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Once again, Zen and the Art of Archery.